YouTube made him a star and put him behind bars. A graffiti artist, I hate that title, has been sentenced to almost 4 years in prison after a video of him putting his tag above a Hollywood overpass went viral. All these new words I had to learn. Cyrus Yazdini, who uses the tag bucket, attracted hundreds of stupid, pointless fans when tape of his dumb stunt hit the web, but it also caught the attention of the great and wonderful LAPD. The 26-year-old was arrested last year and got 10 months in county jail, but after he was released, they found more than 20 of his scrawlings all over the place. There's one there. And he was arrested again, and now is facing 4 years in state prison, where the only thing being tagged will be his adorable notebook.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I thought you were going somewhere completely different with that.
Go for a
you
butt
went
joke.
here just with that.
I was going to go for a butt joke. I was. But I
You're growing. The important thing to know here is you are growing. You are growing as an individual.
But anyway, I was going to make a sodomy joke. Hey, Alan, you know, I hate graffiti artists. Do you believe, or do you think it's right that they are called artists when what they're doing is destroying public property?
You know, when I was a kid, we called this idiots who were destroying the neighborhood.
Yeah.
But actually, you know what I heard, because I live here in L.A. where this happened, and actually the Attorney General had these charges dismissed, and he just got an NEA grant as long as he changes his tag name to Obamacare.
Ah, interesting. Bringing it back to politics. And you used to tag under the name Hot Babe, so clearly you must sympathize with this guy.
No, I think you have made an excellent point, not only on graffiti artists, but rap artists, performance artists. Anyone who has to be called an artist is not an artist.
Yes. Unless you're a real artist.
No, and they don't
like
call
Charles
themselves.
Schultz.
And then it's implied.
But he doesn't call himself an artist. He calls himself a cartoonist. A painter calls himself a painter. A sculptor calls himself a sculptor.
Yeah.
I'm a sidekicker.
Yeah. You know the guy who does Family Circus? Bill Keane, is that his name?
Oh, he's
an artist. He's
an
artist.
Delight.
The guy who
did terrific kids in those.
The guy that did Funky Winker Bean. I don't know his name either.
Mallard Fillmore. I love the wordplay.
I do love the word, but that's not art. Here's should these prison sentences be that strict to prevent people from doing it? Because the reason why they do it is because there are no prison sentences.
Well, sure, but this guy needs to doodle. I mean, he needs to doodle. It doesn't matter how long you put him away. It doesn't matter how long you fine, how much you fine him. So rather than waste all this manpower, take up a cell in jail, all this money, just give him a bridge in some crappy part of town and say, this is your bridge. You can doodle on it until the cows come home. But this is the only place you can doodle.
God, there are no cows in this city.
Idea.
Well, I think you should have gotten the chair. No, but just a little chair you could sit in. See, Bill.
Yes.
Here's the thing. I think the ideal punishment is you find out the person who owns the building on which he defaces. Then that person gets to go to his apartment and just smear feces all over it.
How did you know that was my tag?
Yeah.
How did you know that was my tag?
Yes.
Ugh, particularly after a sloppy Joe.
But you live under an overpass, so clearly this arrest must be a victory for you and people like yourself.
I'll tell you, it absolutely is, Greg, and please don't reveal my address on television. We're going to have to fix that and edit. Here's the thing. Anyone that thinks that graffiti is cool, they should go and look at some pictures of the old subway system in New York in the mid-'70s. Anyone who thinks the mid-'70s was cool, you should go get some screen grabs of Deep Throat. Everyone was fat and hairy and gross.
Yeah, it's true. And it coincided directly with the rise of graffiti.
Yes, it did. Graffiti and bad 70s porn.
Exactly. And the gangs dressed terribly.
Oh, absolutely.
Have you ever watched, like, Fame?
But I thought it was important that they all had themes.
All right, from paint, I got to move on. We're going to miss this story. From paint to porn. Did the promise of fame lead to a life of shame? Possibly, but let's talk about this story instead. In a country often referred to as Turkey, seen here, 7 young women believe they were participating in a new TV reality show called Somebody's Watching You. They were locked in a house for 2 months and filmed. What they didn't know was that instead of garnering reality TV fame, the gals were streamed onto a porn site. Pictures of their bodies were sold to the highest bidder, otherwise known as Jeremy Piven. After being alerted by the concerned parents, last week officers raided the Istanbul-based villa where the women were being held. I believe we have tape of the villa when they were freed. They really do look happy.
That was a dance party.
Alan, I think that what they did, these so-called producers, was reprehensible, but at the same time, kind of genius.
Well, actually, Greg, I've been advised by my attorney that I can't comment on this story until after my arraignment.
The weird thing is you did the same thing, but it wasn't with women. It was actually with fish. He invited fish over to an aquarium and told them it was...
And After My Arraignment would be a great porn name for a movie.
Did these women learn a lesson?
I don't know. Probably. But frankly, I can't believe this hasn't happened here. I can't believe that like our reality shows somehow have this line where we won't cross that. You can have sex on camera on the Rock of Rock of Love.
It's true.
But we'll blur it out a little.
Yeah,
like,
it's true. There's no difference.
Here.
There's no difference.
They absolutely do have it. It's just the audience is smaller. Everyone in the production room sees everything that they want to see. It just doesn't make it to air. It's the best job on TV.
But the interesting thing is we tell you guys that this is actually aired on Fox News. This has never been aired. This is all just something that I do in my garage.
Your B-roll backroom footage.
I call it my B-roll, but I use it clearly for other things. Seriously, I have to see a therapist about it. On the show, you probably do by now. Email us. It's redeye@foxnews.com. I lost my train of thought there. And you leave a voicemail on my direct line, 212-462-5050. Still to come, the halftime report from TV's Andy Levy.
Tonight's halftime report is sponsored by Resilience, the ability to recover from or adjust easily to a stressful situation, misfortune, or change. Thanks, Resilience.
Oh, here I am. Welcome back. Let's find out if we've gotten anything wrong so far. For that, we go to TV's Andy Levy. Andy, have you ever given advice to a prostitute on how to start a business?
On how to start a business? No.
Yes. No? Okay.
Too specific, Greg.
I believe I answered the question.
Yes, you did. You did.
Okay.
Move on to Ombudsman.
Acorn. First of all, how adorable is it that Hannah Giles didn't expect Acorn to offer advice on how to help deal with smuggled-in underage illegal immigrant prostitutes?
So naive.
So cute. Second of all, somebody needs to stop Andrew Breitbart before unemployment hits 10% in this country. Cool. And third of all, there has never been anything more disgusting on this show than Bill hitting on a 20-year-old guest.
I know, that was tragic.
Legal in any state, I'd like to add.
Awful.
Legal
Don't make
in
it
any
worse.
state.
Don't make it
Did you
worse,
see
Bill.
her recoil? She
Yeah.
she's like in D.C. She's like 5 hours away, and she was still recording.
By the way, that was a television first.
This girl has pretended to be a prostitute in Acorn offices, and she visibly recoiled at the sight of Bill.
This was a television first. She recoiled in desire.
That's a human history first, I think. Yeah.
You're welcome.
Medical marvel.
She recoiled in
Desire. She was overtaken. Recoil.
Hey, Essie, did you say to be a 20-year-old hooker again?
Yeah, I said it.
Okay.
Look into it.
Just
I have
checking.
video footage as well, my friend. And Andrew Breitbart owns it.
I think a lot of people will be looking into it. Yeah. By the way, this is sort of breaking, or at least it was when we were taping the show 20 hours before you were watching it. The Baltimore City State's Attorney Office says it's been asked if it will initiate a criminal investigation for acts allegedly committed at Acorn offices located in Baltimore. They issued a statement saying, quote, upon review, the video appears to be incomplete. In addition, the audio portion could possibly have been obtained in violation of Maryland law, which requires two-party consent. If it is determined that the audio portion was illegally obtained, it is also illegal under Maryland law to willfully use or willfully disclose the content of said audio. The penalty for the unlawful interception, disclosure, or use of it is a felony punishable up to 5 years. So as of now, the Baltimore City State's Attorney Office is only interested in the people who have helped expose possible illegal activity.
Wow. I don't think anyone's interested now.
Wait, that's real what you just said?
Yeah. Yeah. Do you think I can't make crap like that, huh? Yeah. Remember, see, Ann, it's not the crime, it's the coverage.
You're going to scare Hannah. You're going to scare Hannah by telling her that she's going to go to jail
People
for 5
got to
years.
know.
It's just like Linda's trip.
They got to know.
People got to know. Gregolog, Charlie Sheen, and 9/11. First of all, I think it's important to remember on this day that while not all idiots are truthers, all truthers are idiots.
That is true.
Also, When Charlie Sheen posts something on Alex Jones's website, how do you know whose credibility is hurt more?
That's a good point.
Weird. And the way truther and birther math works is exposing birthers as nut jobs equals good, but calling for someone to lose his job as green job czar because he's a truther equals you are a racist.
Oh, okay, thank you.
It's tricky. It's advanced math.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Need a flow chart.
Yeah. LA graffiti artist